everybody, Adam here, So Wizard Podcast, and let's talk Star Wars. We're going to go back to the Rise of Skywalker. I'm not tired of it yet. Hopefully you're not. There's still a lot of people complaining about plot holes in Rise of Skywalker, and I am not saying the script was perfect. I'm not saying it was a perfect movie. I loved it. I choose to focus on the good. I want to enjoy Star Wars. I want to enjoy this fantasy series I've loved since I was 5 years old. I'm all in. But let's get to some of them. One of the big ones I'm seeing is people are either excited that Chewie finally got his medal, the more casual fans, and then the continuity whores are complaining that no, Chewie already got his medal in one of the comic books. This movie was made in a bubble. J.J. Abrams doesn't care about continuity, and apparently no one at Disney has the power to tell J.J. Abrams yes or no. That's all nonsense. Chewie did receive one of the Battle of Yavin medals at the end of Rise of Skywalker. It was Han's medal. We know it was Han's medal because Leia was clutching it as she went to go into her Force coma to talk to Kylo and make him Ben again. And then Maz took it from Leia's body or where the body was after it disappeared, and gave it to Chewie. Chewie was very happy to have a memento of his old friend, and one of the cool things that they got to do to save the galaxy and bring him into this whole thing. So, Chewie did get a medal at the end of the movie. It was a Yavin 4 medal. It was Han's medal. Chewie already got his in a comic book. There you go, issue settled. Another thing I'm seeing a shocking amount, and from Star Wars channels even on YouTube that I like to follow that are way more Star Wars intensive than I am, and I aspire to be more Star Wars intensive. This not continuity error that I see people complaining about is that C-3PO mentions Rey is going on her first mission, and they're saying that once again J.J. Abrams is ignoring all of the expanded universe canon and that Rey has done plenty of missions. Once again, not the case. C-3PO, if you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker from now, I don't think you care about spoilers, but I'm going to be spoiling things, so here we go. C-3PO makes something of a sacrifice that was kind of lessened in the end, and gets his memory wiped out so he can read the Sith dagger, all that you've seen in the movie if you're watching this. When R2-D2 is restoring his memory, R2-D2 wasn't there when he got his memory wiped. He didn't just download a fresh copy. I mean, if you've ever backed up your computer, if you back it up on Monday, you do some cool stuff on Wednesday, and it all goes down on Friday, and you restore it to Monday, whatever happened on Wednesday is gone. Hopefully you can keep up with this. R2-D2's backup of C-3PO's memory was older. They even make a line, or make note of it in the movie, that his databanks are a little bit iffy. I think it's just an older restoration. Maybe he had a newer one and it didn't work. Who knows what it is, but we do know it's an older restoration. We've all backed up hard drives before, and R2-D2 wasn't with him at the time. All the logic fits there. You don't really need any outside information. It's very basic. So, not a continuity error, just an older memory, and C-3PO has a few months of stuff to catch up on. Not really a big deal. Another one that's been bugging me because after the first time I saw the movie, I saw a lot of people asking this, and I was thinking to myself, hey, didn't they address that in the movie? And then when I saw the movie again, it turns out, yes, they did. And then I went and saw the movie again, and yes, they do a couple times. The big question that people claimed never got answered was, who were all the people on Exegol? Well, after we go to Exegol, which is right in the beginning of the movie, and then we go to the First Order ship, a First Order officer flat out says they are Sith cultists. They're all hanging out there. Can they be trusted? I don't remember the line verbatim, but he calls them Sith cultists. I believe the word acolyte is even thrown around. Then later on in the movie, when they're talking about things, I'm pretty sure Poe says that they're like a cult. These are Sith cultists. That's flat out said in the movie. You do not need any outside information. You can be a movie-only fan. You just have to listen to the dialogue. It was a very fast-paced movie. There was a lot going on. To me, that made it a lot more fun. But you still have to pay attention to what they're saying. And I'm not just saying that as a rabid obsessive fan who went a few times in the theaters. I got it on the first shot because I listened to Oscar Isaac talk. He's a good actor. He's good at delivering lines. Just pay attention. Another question that's brought up a lot is, why was Lando waiting on Pasano, hanging out with him? How did he know what was going on? Etc., etc., etc. Once again, if you watch the movie and listen to the words, do both together, this is answered in the movie. Lando was with Luke, hunting down this guy who had the dagger, who had young Rey, knew what was going on. It's as simple as that. He was with Luke. He was following the trail. He knew others would be following the trail. They say this flat out. I don't remember the dialogue verbatim. I don't have a copy of the movie to pull the dialogue and drop it in, which would be a lot of fun. Just watch the movie. It's all you gotta do. I don't know what else there is to talk about. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to go to SoWizardPodcast.com for reviews, recommendations, merchandise, and more. Be sure you listen to So Wizard Podcast every single week, wherever you get your podcasts. So Wizard Podcast can also be found on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show and get bonus content. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's growing all the time. We're trying new things all the time. And we have con season coming up, so there'll be lots of con coverage for you. We love hearing feedback, so drop us a note in the comments or leave us something on social media. All of our accounts can be found after the show and in the show notes. Thanks.